Come on in, come on in. Y'all already know it's your girl Portia with Gardening in the Bird. And I am coming by just to give y'all a real quick video, so it won't be long. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button real quick right now. This video will be about grapes, and what grows best in my zone in West Central Florida seems to be the Concord grapes. So last spring I got two Concord grapes from one of the big box local stores in my area. I planted them here. They do require you to have two of them that intertwine with each other. I planted them here. Mine is roughly about 8 feet apart, might be 7, which is the perfect spacing for Concord grapes. So this worked perfectly coming into my garden on the side of my home. But right now, because it's the winter time, they're in what you call dormancy stage. Now, even though we don't get snow here, and we really don't get that cold here, as you can tell, a lot of my stems still have green foliage on it. Last week we did have like 3 days of cold, which killed a lot of them, but they come right back during springtime. So it won't hurt for me to go ahead and trim these down just to give them a better head start for my springtime coming up here. So we're here, what, January 3rd. We might have 1 or 2 more cold days, but that will be it right here in zone 9B. So when I first purchased them last season, I did trim them. And trimming, you got your main stem, and then you have the two, I want to call them mother stems, coming out of it. I have a couple of herbs down below, and then here's one stem, and then you have the two main stems coming from this one. Now this one was a little lower than that one, but I left it. It did have like 4 of each one of, but I trimmed it down to just 2, taking in consideration the space that I have them at. So what I'm gonna do, and you can see the woody stems are the, I want to call the old stems. Those will be the year-old stems, because like I said, I just planted this last spring. And if you come up here, you will see all the new green foliage that's been growing. And I was read that you can trim these almost halfway down and they will still survive. But one, I don't like the way they look because of the cold damaged a lot of them. That is Irish Spring bar soap in that sock. I'm just gonna go ahead and trim them and get this cleaned up. I did use this fence because grapes are heavy, their stems are heavy, and they get even heavier, and they can last up to 30 years if you take care of them. So that means right before wintertime, you clip them all the way down and they will grow back like crazy. You should see how they grow back. There is definitely a vine. So I got this vinyl fencing from my local Walmart. And I put it here because, one, like I said, I just started. I didn't get grapes last season, and it does take 2 to 3 years to develop fruit for grapes. I'm hoping it will only take me 2. I'm really hoping to have grapes this year, even though my first set of grapes, they do recommend me clip them off and don't let the first set grow. So I'll do that. I think that's just for taste purposes. The first set won't taste good or sweet, which I'm fine with that. Not only that, but it's right here entering my garden, so when the footage is nice and green, it does look very pretty on this fence, and that kind of distracts me from waiting around for my grapes to come in. So, and it gives me space if it gets too heavy or too full for this one vinyl. I have space at the bottom to add another pole or chicken wire and connect the chicken wire here so that they can have more space. But this is just one season of growth, which I have been clipping them as they die back. But now I'm going to just go ahead and clip them very, very low, trying to only leave the main stems if I can, so that I have a better chance when spring comes. So I decided to take you guys with me. So let's go. These are my favorite clippers, by the way. I love them. But cutting my grapevine, I want to make sure I clean this. I do use it around my garden in general. So I'm just gonna come through. I got a little Dawn dish soap and water, and I just want to come through and clean my prunes before I get started. So let's go. I'm very nervous about this, guys. That right there is a sweet potato vine that is on the other side. Okay, now that we clipped it, I went and got some twine, and I'm just gonna start training the branches I have left to the direction I kind of want them to start growing for the springtime. And I think I did it. I was kind of in my feelings clipping this because I kind of got these fruit vines looking just like this in a little brown bag when I purchased them at the nursery. And I'm back to square one, and to think I didn't get any fruit. But we're on their time. I'm gonna give it to them. They got good soil. I have sandy soil, but I did treat my soil before I first put them down, and I have fertilized them. So we're gonna hope for the best come springtime. And as I was clipping, you can tell that they're green. That's how you could tell. That's how you could tell if your plant, fruit, vegetable is still alive, even though the stem is brown. As long as it's green and the inside is still alive. And I tried to cut as an angle, just in case we get any more rain or snow. I want to show you guys how thick those runners are. There was a frog earlier that scared the crap out of me, and it was like a clear looking frog. He really did scare me. I'm not scared of frogs, but he caught me off guard. Now I have my poster here on the opposite side. I just put that up for the summertime because it drew way too much heat into my garden. Like I said, my garden is directly in sun, so they don't need but 6 plus 8 hours of sun. But here in Florida, boy, the type of heat that we get, they only need 3 hours of that. So I try to lower the sun beaming into the garden by putting this sign up, but it will be coming down for springtime, just so I can get some airflow circulating on my grapevines. But if you look right here, look how that just tied itself up on that. I mean, like a complete knot. Look at that. I mean, you can see it on quite a few. Like those, well, they're so strong and thick that they can wrap around this vinyl fence and lock in. I think that is amazing. I almost felt bad cutting it down. Like, he made sure he was going to be, or she was going to be there to stay. But that's it. Like I said, a very quick video on how to trim your Concord grapes. If you haven't, you should try growing them. I can't, like I said, I can't wait till I receive fruit, but you should definitely try growing them, and I'll catch y'all on the next video, so stay tuned.